Hello there. I saw today, or it might have been yesterday, it all blends into one, that the facial recognition technology that the police are using or have been using has been permitted by a legal judgment. I think one or two individuals brought a case to say that it was using that technology in the way that the police were, particularly the Metropolitan Police, I think it was, that it was contravening human rights that fall under the Human Rights Act. But the judgment's been made to say that apparently it's okay for them to use it. The police say it really aids them and helps spot a lot of people, and that they also say that it's signed up that they're doing it. It's not hidden, it's signed up, which would kind of make you think, well, if you are somebody trying to avoid the police, you'd avoid the area where it's being signed up. Maybe I'm just not getting it. I'm concerned about where it's all leading to. I can understand some of the arguments for using it, but I don't think it ever stays in the box really. And it's got the potential and certainly has made mistakes and misidentified people. And then those people are then obliged to state who they are and prove who they are, that they're not the person that the police want. And that's an inversion of one of our fundamental rights, that we don't have to prove our identity on spec, for no particular reason. If there's no reason to be doing that, we're not obliged to do it. That came up many times in the years following 2020, in which it was mistakenly believed by a lot of officers that people had to prove their identity to them, and they didn't. And quite a number of cases were sent to courts, and they're all thrown out. So it's not obstruction, because there's no reasonable suspicion of a crime being committed. But anyway, all that aside, yeah, I think it's part of the building control grid. The building control grid that will be undoubtedly misused by our so-called government or governments in the future, or whatever's behind the government, whatever powers they are, and what they may become as well. I think it's an incremental step towards greater control. And there's also the backdoor thing happening with ID from more and more websites to prove that you're over a certain age on the internet, which is a kind of a way round for them to effectively instituting digital ID, which is what they want. And then they link it all up. They being, I don't know exactly who they are, but they link it all up, and then we're photographed everywhere, and it can be demanded of you that you account for what you're doing there and who you are, And we know that these systems go wrong, but it's not just that them going wrong. It's not just about technological systems going wrong. It's that they're going to be misused if they're not being misused already. I've seen some short videos from happen to be from America, in which people have been wrongly identified by cameras and they've been accused of crimes that they had nothing to do with, and very fortunately they could prove that they were somewhere else and that they are someone else. But when they're challenged by the law enforcement officer in some of these videos, the officer believes so totally and unwaveringly in the technology that They just think the person's lying. So it's problematic in that regard. But yeah, I think I don't like it. I don't like it because I don't trust anything that any government, doesn't matter who the party is. I think it's all irrelevant. I don't believe in that system anymore. Anything that they say they're doing, or any organisation like the police, I don't trust them, and that's just where I'm at with it. And I think it's going to be misused and in all kinds of ways. You could say it's a Pandora's box, but that's not really it. I think this has been long in the works, and they're just doing it bit by bit, and there's some challenges by some people. And I think that the court decision to allow the Metropolitan Police to do that, I heard a speech by Mark Rowley, who's the head honcho there, but I think it's being appealed by the people who brought their concerns to the court. But I think it will go through, and they're just going to roll it all out. What do they call it? The digital control grid. Anyway, on that happy note, good night.